Hi guys, Spectre here. Welcome to Immortal Warhammer 3. This is a little bit different, and there will be another video going up live today, but this one is going up a bit earlier. This is a guide for the new Warriors of Chaos faction, so you guys can avoid some of the pitfalls. First, let me say I do like Warriors of Chaos. They're the very first faction I played in Warhammer 1, and they were the faction I always played on the tabletop game when I was playing with my own Khorne faction. That's what I played. They were my go-to guys. Do I like the Chaos rework? No. Is it an improvement over what we had in Warhammer 1 and 2? Yes. There are problems with this that are really a slowdown. I would avoid playing this if you are a new player. Avoid playing the Warriors of Chaos. Play other factions first, get used to the game, then you can play this. Because if you play this as your first faction, and then the other faction is going to play like this, you're going to find it a lot different. So what I'm doing to showcase this, this is my Chaos campaign. I'm 73 turns in. If I recruit this guy, so stick him in there. Right. This is how your recruiting works. Now, these percentages, from what I've noticed, cannot go up. You cannot increase them. Whatever they're at, they're stuck at. Now bear in mind, anyone who knows Warrior Chaos in lore, Marauders are not your base unit. Marauders are Norska's base unit. Chaos Warriors are the Warriors of Chaos main unit. 15% is something that more like a Chosen should be at. And Chosen aren't even on here. You can't even recruit Chosen. You've got to upgrade a Chaos Warrior from rank 7 to get a Chosen. But yet the Aspiring Champions, which rank above the Chosen, are on here. So they've got some things wrong. Percentages are way too low. Way too low. Now, I will show you a few things on here as well. So I've got the second tier building on this. Again as well, this provides local warband unit capacity 1. Now, the infantry building goes 1, 2, 3, which would make sense. This goes 1, 1, 2. That needs to be changed for a start. It needs to be 1, 2, 3. So the capacity isn't very big. You don't get a big capacity of units on this tree. As you can see here, there's only 5 on basic fucking Marauders. It's terrible. And it's only the shit units you can get quite a few of. Like your Chaos Knights, you can get fucking 1. And Chaos Warriors, I can get 3. It is terrible, terrible system. And the main reason this is so bad is it's RNG. Now as you see, there's a Chaos Knight unit here now. I've not had a Chaos Knight unit in 7 turns. Let's take that into account. 7 turns. This is the 8th turn, and I finally got 1 unit of Chaos Knights. So because of this 15%, it's taken 8 turns for me to get 1 unit of Chaos Knights to show up. 8. And bear in mind, I've paid for some really fucking expensive buildings. These buildings aren't cheap. That one's 9,000. And you're not even guaranteed them. You can't recruit them unless you've got them in capacity. And even then, as you've seen, I've only got 1. Now, when I build a Chaos army, I have like 7, 8 Chaos Knights. This is my Archaean army here. This is the kind of number of Chaos Knights that I need. So imagine how long it took to get them. Which is why I'm still stuck in the Chaos Waste, because I can't get the army that I need. Now, the other one, this is where it gets even worse in its own way. Now, on a plus note, they have made improvements to the training for Warhammer 3. You start with 50 base. You can then max this out, which gives you additional 50. And then you've got one here called Chaos Strategist. That also gives you another 50. So you've got 150, as it says here, from just your hero alone. Then Archaeon's Red Tree also gives you another 75. So you get 225 experience a turn. Now because you've only got 2 heroes, because in the Infinite Wisdom Sea you haven't got your Chaos Cultists, you kind of need to have a sorcerer outside of your army, not inside, because you need this guy to train up your troops. Because your experience, now for the Warriors of Chaos, is basically, it's a currency. Your experience is now a currency. So if I go onto here to explain this, so this is a Chaos Warrior. I can make him a Chaos Knight. But selected unit must be rank 6. But when you upgrade a rank 6 unit of Chaos Warriors, you lose all your ranks. You go down to rank 0. And you're also paying for the upgrade. And while it's not much, that's because I've also heavily reduced it down. It's a lot more expensive to begin with. And obviously in here, I can upgrade to a Chosen. But it requires rank 7. So I've got to get one of these to rank 7. But then I lose all my ranks. And that becomes a bare ranking unit of Chosen. So it's kind of like you've got a really experienced soldier who's gone up a rank and then suddenly become a moron and lost all his experience from countless conquests and battles surviving. Doesn't make any sense. So your unit gets stronger to then get weaker. And although you're getting 225 experience a turn, you still don't rank up fast. This takes time to get, and they've got to survive battles in order to rank up. So the system is incredibly bad. Really, really, really fucking bad. Obviously here as well, there is options of going into the marks, but I'm not going to go into that today. This is to show you the basics. Now, in terms of these Dark Fortresses, which is this yellow gold symbol at the side of the things, the Dark Fortresses I like. They can earn a decent amount of money, and they can have very good garrisons. This is my garrison so far. So you've got quite a big garrison, you've got some decent units in them, which also get better. So this one's upgrading now. I'm going to have 4 Chosen, 3 Chaos Warriors with Halberds, 2 Gore Beast Chariots, 2 Chaos Knights, and 1 Exalted Hero. The main upgrade building's already done, which gives 2 Chosen with Halberds, 2 Chaos Knights, and 2 Chaos Trolls. So you do get quite a strong garrison. So the garrison on your Dark Fortresses is very good. That I like. Problem is though, it's only select sites, and most of them are in the Chaos Wastes. So as you march into the lands you want to conquer, like the Empire, you can't build any of these, because there's none down there. So realistically, this needs to be changed to be like every city in a province could become a Dark Fortress or something. Even if it means toning them down somewhat. Because these are your normal provinces here. And the dog shit. You get this one basic fucking building, which is shit. You get a wank garrison of 5 units. Or, yeah. It's basically like a Wood Elf building. You get 5 units. They get us a Wood Elf thing. You can then upgrade it. You can take one of these 3, which gives no additional garrison. And they can do a few various things. But since the idea behind these towns being occupied is to make sure that the Empire and factions like them can't recolonize as easily, you want the defensive building, because it makes it harder for them to take them back. But when you've only got a garrison 8 strong, with probably only 3 good units of Chaos Warriors, that ain't really going to stop much. It's shit. So the garrison size here needs to be drastically increased to at least, I would say 12, but more ideally probably 14. And it needs to have better units. You need to be getting rid of like basic marauders, marauder cavalry. They need to not be in there. It ain't got to be as strong as the Dark Fortress, but it needs to be better. That isn't good enough. It's just not. And then also, you don't make any money from towns. I mean, this could have a tier system, 1, 2, 3, so you get better units and a big garrison as you go up. As this could as well. And then you could do something with these, but where's my ability to make money? Why can I only have 1 slot? Why can't I have 3 extra slots like Norskins now can? Like this here, for example. Why am I limited to just the fucking one? This is like a partial rework. Because basically now these are like wood elves. Now you could say, alright, you can give them to your vassals. You can give them to your vassals. Your vassals might have slightly better garrisons in some cases. That one actually isn't. That one's actually worse. But they can build the garrison building and have big garrisons. But your vassals also quite frequently betray you. Or get war declared upon by somebody else and get killed. So giving them all to your vassals, not the best idea either. So they've gone too heavy into the vassal system here, and I don't think about the faction themselves. I don't want to have to rely upon vassals. Vassals are shit. Always have been shit, always will be shit. The only way they're going to be able to stop vassals being shit is if once someone's a vassal, they can't betray you, they can't break away, can't do anything like that. They should permanently have high relations. They need to basically make them like you're their slave master. Sort of thing. Otherwise they just don't work. They're crap. So they've made it harder as you start to venture south. As you start to go into territory. There are certain ones like Prague is a dark city. But like Kislev isn't. None of the ones down here are. I think Braskeep might be because that's where Festa starts. But that is the exception. But they need a way for us to have more of these things. So you need a big garrison on the town building. If they're not going to have that give you any income, fine. But at least give us a bigger garrison so it can defend itself against ideally one 15 to 20 stack army. You're not going to defend a town with 8 units against a 15 or 20 stack. Unless it's like an army of fucking Skaven slaves or something stupid. They're like really crap. Now obviously if 2 armies come at you, you know, you should never expect to be able to win that. But you should be able to fight off 1 army. But one of the biggest concerns to me is this. Because basically now, how you get units is RNG. How you get any units is RNG. Even basic fucking shitty marauders. Basic marauders, even crappy Chaos Warhounds, are now RNG. If I buy all these Chaos Warhounds, so if I go on there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go recruit, alright, I can no longer get any Chaos Warhounds. And then I've got 20% chance of getting one next turn. 20% on a Chaos Warhound. It's not even a good unit. So if let's just do a little test here for you guys. Because I'm not keeping this. Let's get a Chaos Knight. Let's get 3 Chaos Warriors. Let's get an Aspiring Champion. Let's buy all that in there. Alright. So we've bought these troops. All of these now I can't buy any more of. I've got no capacity. So I've got to see what comes back next turn. So let's just end the turn. I'll fast forward past this because I've been playing this in my single player campaign. But this is just to show how bad this can be. I might get real lucky here. And I could be lucky. But the fact that I had to wait 8 turns to get 1 unit of Chaos Knights, that is unacceptable. Really, really, really unacceptable. We can go fuck off. What? They've also nerfed some of Arcan's items. I'm not impressed. They've taken his ward save off him. Of his talisman. He's now got barrier instead. I'd rather have a ward save. Right. So if I click recruit. Sheer luck, we actually got a Chaos Knight back. We actually did get a Chaos Knight. But as you guys can see here, I didn't get an Aspiring Champion unit back. Fair enough. The 10%, they're quite rare. I didn't get a single Marauder at 34% chance. I didn't get a single Chaos Warhound at 20. I didn't get a single Chaos Warrior at 15. And you can't recruit anything unless you have capacity. The capacity is also really, really low, so you can't get like many of them. And there's no way to up this percentage from what I've seen. I've gone through the tech tree. I've done all this central part here. These are the like main, like the advantage off to the gods. But there's nothing to increase your percentage. If there was something on there that like gave you like 10 or 20% increased percentage to like certain units, or even if the building did, like if the building was like 15, 30, 45% on top of the 15 you've got. So each rank of the building gave more percentage. Same with this one here. Then same for the Marauder units. You know, if the buildings gave you some percentage towards that. Because they've made your ability to recruit units RNG. You can instant recruit them, which is really cool. Don't get me wrong, I like that. But it's RNG. So if you suddenly are panicking to recruit an army because say you lost your army in a battle and the enemy that beat your army is now pushing forward with like 2 armies from the south, say it's Kislev, you've then got to wait for this recruitment pool to fill up with the troops you need. And even then, like, what is one fucking Chaos Knight gonna do? What is that? 3 Chaos Warriors. Whoever designed this is a fucking idiot. This is not how Chaos work. In any way. And if I buy an expensive goddamn building, which these aren't cheap, but I mean, that's a basic one for a fucking Manticore. 4,500. And I think that's with the reduction on. That's with the 10% reduction. So without that one, which is also minus in my public order, they'd be 10% more expensive. I'm getting these, and I can't even recruit the unit unless there's capacity, which you won't guarantee, which you won't be getting as soon as you build a building. You've got to wait until the next turn and see if any show up. This is not good. And like, I know there was something at the time of like having undivided corruption. So the undivided corruption, if the corruption's high, should help you get also certain units. So if the corruption reaches certain mile markers, this percentage should go up for all the units that are undivided. If they bear the mark of Nurgle, you need Nurgle corruption. If they bear the mark of Corn, you need Corn. That sort of thing. I'd be fine with that. But the percentage needs to go up. It's too low. Especially for things like Chaos Warriors, that in the Chaos Waste are more common than Norscans, than Marauders. Marauders don't live in the Chaos Waste, they live in Norsca. The Chaos Waste is too unforgiving for most Marauders, so you have a lot of Chaos Warriors. That's why it's called Warriors of Chaos. And then you also have your Chaos Knights. You don't have Marauder fucking Horsemen. These are your basic Knight unit. You then have Chosen Knights, or your Increase. And also, why can't you recruit Chosen, but somehow you can get Aspiring Champions? They are a far rarer unit and outrank Chosen in the hierarchy. When you go on to like your Warband upgrades here, and it shows Chosen, Aspiring Champions are there above them where they should be. Because you go from Aspiring Champion to an Exalted Champion, which would be a hero. These can't even be recruited. You've got to upgrade from a Chaos Warrior that makes it to rank 7 to go back down to a rank 0 Chosen. Who designed this system? It's awful. It's so slow. It's so unimaginably slow. This is not a good system at all. It's terrible. But the RNG side of this needs to fucking vanish. Or I mean, why have I got 44% chance to recruit a Chaos Troll? I can recruit Chaos Trolls, which, don't get me wrong, there are quite a few Trolls in the Chaos Wastes, but there's not more Chaos Trolls than there are Chaos Warriors. There's not more Trolls than there are Chaos Knights. They're a far rarer commodity than those two, but that's at 44%. That's what Knights and Warriors should be on. at least, I'd probably say more like 60% for a warrior and probably 50% for a knight. And the capacity, fucking hell. I don't know if there's a way to increase this, but that needs to be increased drastically across the board. Like all of them. The only ones that shouldn't be double figures should probably be the spawn and the trolls. Everything else and the span champions, that should probably be like 3. Everything else should be like double figures, like 10 or more. This is not good. And the fact that if you filled out that pool, you then can't recruit everything. And as you guys just saw, I ended the turn, and what did I get back? 1 unit of Chaos Knights. That's it. I didn't get anything of these. Even basic Marauders at 34% chance. I didn't get a single unit back. What is this? This is fucking terrible. And then you've got your gifts. Your gifts are pretty good, but there's no gifts on here that increase your chance to get shit. There's these where they can add gifted units, but gifted units aren't what you want in your army. You want your basic stuff. I don't know what to say. I really don't. But it's not impressive. It's really, really not. So this is a guide for both new and veteran players, but if you are new, do not play Warriors of Chaos for your first Evil faction, because they are a terrible, terrible way to look at the game and how they function. Because other factions function much better, much more simpler than these do, and it's not got an RNG look factor to recruit your basic troops. It's not good. So don't look at these for your first faction. Even if you like Chaos like I do, do not play these first. Play something else. If you want something Chaos orientated, play Norska. Play Beastmen. Beastmen, still strongest faction in the game. Beastmen are awesome. But Beastmen on RNG, you get Dread and you can increase the capacity of your units. You can then recruit more units into your armies. But you can control that. You can't control this percentage. You have no way to increase or decrease this percentage. Not that you'd want to decrease it anyway, but still, you have no way to increase it. You can't do anything with this. So you're stuck hoping that every turn you might get the units you want. And most of the units on here are shit. You don't want Marauders, you don't want Warhounds, you don't want, well, Poison Warhounds, you don't want Marauder Horsemen, you don't really want Forsaken. You don't really want any of those units. And even if you're taking Spawn or Trolls, you need to be careful with them because they're not amazing. Your best units are your Warriors, your Knights, and your Aspiring Champions. And then your Warriors, you're going to want to upgrade first chance you get to a Chosen. Because Chosen are the better unit. I don't know what they were thinking. I really, really don't. And then also, I mean, going on to the war, I mentioned this in one of my videos, but I'll mention it again here. You've got both Chaos Knights here. Chaos Knights with Weapon and Shield and Chaos Knight with Lancers. There should be Chosen Knights here. And also, every type of Chaos Warrior should have access to Hand Weapon and Shield, Great Weapon, and Halberd. All of them. So there should be 4 options here. And again 4 for the Chosen. Nurgle, he's only got fucking 2. He should have 4. Well, if you're not having dual wielding, he should have 3. But he should have Hand Weapon and Shield, Great Weapon, and Halberd. And these have got Hell Scourgers, but that's their own unique weird thing. But you should still have Great Weapon and Halberdiers on there. And the Chosen, obviously the Chosen on there as well. So the Chosen of all the ones. So you've got the basic version and the Chosen version. And then again the same for Tzeentch. Tzeentch's only got Halberds and Hand Weapon and Shield. Tzeentch frequently use Great Weapon Chaos Warriors. In the lore. They all have them. Why aren't they here? And they've got Doom Knights, that's all well and good. either side of the Doom Knights should be the chosen version of these. Slanesh obviously should have chosen, as should Nurgle. Khorne have got Skull Crushers, but then either side of him should be the chosen versions of these guys. That's what should also be there. The list is incomplete. It looks a bit sloppy, a bit messy. This has kind of been, in my opinion, this is a partial rework. It's been thrown together. They haven't done a very thorough job. Why this RNG bullshit came in, I've got no fucking idea. So this is how I recruit troops, and I've got to hope that I get the units that I want. And the only other way around it, I might add, but even then it's RNG for Marauders, and Marauders are your basic troops. I mean, that means literally, in this particular case, if I empty this out, I can't recruit anything. That's how bad this is. Every faction that I know of has where you can recruit something base. So like, dwarves might have miners. Greenskins might have regular goblin spearmen. Skaven will probably have Skaven slaves. They can all recruit some unit at base in their thing. We can't recruit anything. We've got to wait for the percentage to give us some units. And you can go several turns sometimes and get none. It's not acceptable. It's a very, very, very bad rework. And RNG should never, ever be part of you recruiting your core troops. Not ever. Why on earth would you ever put that on basic units? It shouldn't be on the Chaos Warriors, it shouldn't be on the Marauders, it shouldn't be on either unit of Warhounds, and it shouldn't be on the Marauder Horsemen. The other units are a little bit rarer. I mean, it probably shouldn't be on the Knights either, but if it was, but the Knights had like 50, 60, 70% chance, I could maybe accept that. But it needs to be a lot higher than fucking 15. But the basic core units shouldn't have a percentage at all. Because it means you can't recruit an army. You're left there going, I've got I want to attack, but I've got nothing I can recruit to my lord's army because of their stupid fucking system. Absolute morons. You've got this, which is your gifted units, but again, you've got to get these gifted in, and you can't really buff these Zealand Red Tree. In all honesty, they're not great to have. You've got your Regiments of Renown, probably the only one that actually is fucking reliable as you unlock them, but I've only got one of each. But the other way, only other way to do it, but again, the Marauders are still RNG, would be to upgrade a Marauder. A Marauder can become a Chaos Warrior, but you've got to be rank 5. So once you get a rank 5 Marauder, you can then upgrade him to a Chaos Warrior. He goes back down to rank 0. And then you've got to get back to rank 6 if you want a Chaos Knight, or rank 7 for a Chosen. And then if you upgrade to either of those, you'll also go back down to 0. Now, they've kind of gone with the system that you get for like having a Demon Prince. So if you send a Chaos Lord into a Demon Prince, you lose half your levels. Now, there should be some sort of technology or something in place where you can keep probably half your levels. So if you're upgrading to rank 6, you stay at rank 3. If you upgrade to rank 7, you stay at rank 4. Something like that. You shouldn't lose every bit of your experience. That's really, really fucking stupid. It's too unforgiving. And you need a hero in your armies just to try and help you guys rank up faster. And then this is the worst part. Let's say you go and fight a battle and you want to auto-resolve the battle. Because you don't want to fight a battle. It's a big time waste. But then you lose a unit of Marauders at, say, rank 4. And they might be rank 5 if they survived. You're then forced to fight the battle for the sake of one unit of Marauders. Because if not, and they die, because they get killed in the auto-resolve for whatever reason, you then need to recruit a basic Marauder at fucking rank 1 or whatever you can recruit them at. It's proper shit. And then if you lose an experienced unit, say like, I don't know, a unit that's just upgraded to like rank 0 Chosen, but you lose them, you then got to go through the arduous process again, unit of Chaos Warriors, all the way back to rank 7 to upgrade them again. How much of a ball ache is that? What were they doing when they thought about this? I'd love to meet the devs who thought this was a good idea and be like, oh yeah, we'll put RNG in. I would slap them so hard with the back of my hand. I'm like, wake the fuck up, you fucking morons. What were you thinking? This is not a good idea. It's taken me 70 turns to get this army. And you would not believe how many fucking units I've had to upgrade to get it. It's been ridiculous trying to get one army. I wanted to be in Kislev about 30, 40 turns ago. But because I can't recruit basic Chaos Warriors, because of their stupid RNG system, I couldn't get anything. I had bloody Marauders and Warhounds. They're going to eat me alive with Kislev's armies. They've got fucking Warbears and Ice Guard already. But they can recruit their troops like a normal faction. We can't. We've got to wait. You've got to wait for that roll at dice to see if it gives you a unit. It's like, no. No. So I'm just making this video to make you guys aware of the rework. I am not happy with it at all. I will be doing my Archon playthrough, which I've got up on my YouTube. Once I've completed that one, I will not be playing any of the other Warriors of Chaos factions until they do something about this RNG system, at the very minimum. That is the biggest problem. There are other problems, but they are secondary to that. RNG ability to recruit units, not acceptable. I will not be playing any of the others until they fix that, because it's very, very bad. I'll be playing all the other factions that are actually fun to play, because this isn't fun to play. Because you can't recruit the armies that you want to do. And as an experienced player, I've got over like 3,500 hours in the game. When you're playing like very hard legendary, you need to expand fast sometimes. How this faction plays forces you to play slow. It forces you to play how they might want you to play, but you don't want to play. I don't want to sit around for fucking 50 turns waiting for my units to show up so I can actually get a decent army. I want to be able to recruit them once I've got the building and jog on. Go and start conquering the Southlands. I don't be stuck up in the goddamn Chaos Waste waiting for my units to go, oh right. Oh wait, no, the 10-sided die has said that now you can have a unit. But you've had to wait 8 turns to get one. So imagine if you had to wait 8 turns per every unit in your army. 8 turns per unit. And bear in mind, if you're not including your hero, obviously, you need fucking 18 of them. 18 of the bastards. And you've got an RNG factor on it. Otherwise, you've got to recruit a shitload of Marauders, somehow get them to survive battles, which they aren't good at, by the way. Unless you've got the Slanesh ones. They're okay. They're not bad, but they're okay. But you've then got to get them to rank 5 and then upgrade them to either Chaos Warriors, Chaos Knights, set them on their path. It takes a long fucking time. Even with 225 experience a turn coming in. And obviously you don't get that immediately because you've not initially got a hero that's capped out. That's only happened fairly recently. It's not good. This is a bad rework. It's in a bad place. And I was looking forward to play Warriors of Chaos on some of their champions. Now I'm not. So I'm going to play all the other factions I want to play. And leave Warriors of Chaos until the very fucking end. And then probably play a bunch of them in different goes. If they're not going to sort out this RNG bullshit they fucking forced upon us. What, I mean, even for your basic Marauder. So I literally can't recruit anything, is the thing. I've got these here that I didn't recruit. And I didn't even get a basic Marauder back. So everything literally is RNG. So it's a luck-based system on whether you can get troops. And it's not even good troops. Whether you can get shit troops. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So while you're sat there with your dick in your hand, waiting to see if you get any units, you've got these spitting out 2-3 armies at a time. Even if they're recruiting, say, Dark Shards and Dreadspears, they can recruit a full 20 stack army in probably 3 turns, maybe 4. You in 4 turns are lucky if you've got 1 unit back. One unit. They've got an army of 20. So, against Chaos, realistically, how they've designed it to play for veteran players only. Because you don't want to lose a single unit, never mind an entire army. If you lose an entire army, basically your campaign's over. Because you're going to be waiting probably another 30 turns or more to get your army back. And then you've got to train it up as well, so you're probably talking another 20-30 on top of that. It is a horribly designed system. I don't know how they thought this was a good idea, I really don't. But I hope the DLC team that's now in charge fixes this, because it needs fixing badly and quick. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Whether you like it, you don't like it. If you like it, power to you, but I think you're fucking weird. If you like a luck-based system for recruiting your basic troops. For me, no. I don't want a luck-based system for recruiting any of my troops. Especially not my fucking basic ones. But, just a guide video for it. If there's anything you want to touch upon, let me know. I'll answer it in the comments below if you've got a specific question about something. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, leave a like. If you're new around here, drop a subscription. Or if you're one of my viewers who's presently watching but not subscribed, just hit me that sub button. And I'll maybe do some more guides in the future as I go through some of the factions and see what they've got. But I might wait for more like proper reworks on factions and hope they don't end up like this. If they end up like this, they're going to turn Immortal Empires into being unplayable, and I don't really want that to happen. We'll just get into a good place, but this is not what we need. I hope this is just not a first one line of footpaths where eventually all units become RNG to recruit, because that'd be so slow and boring. I don't want that. Right, take care everyone, have a great day, and I'll speak to you all soon.